He continued to fight MMA guys and YouTubers. He's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
The undefeated boxing legend has made it clear that he believes Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson is disrespectful to both Tyson and the sport of boxing. Floyd, who has a perfect record and is considered one of the greatest boxers of all time, feels that a legend like Mike Tyson deserves a match that honors his legacy. According to Floyd, Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, hasn't earned the right to step into the ring with someone of Tyson's level. Mike Tyson should be facing opponents who have proven themselves in the ring, not someone who gained fame from social media. Mayweather said he is a legend, and his matches should reflect his status in the sport. Fighting Jake Paul is more of a circus act than a serious boxing match. Floyd Ed is vocal as always. Floyd gave his thoughts on Jake Paul's boxing career. He acknowledges that Jake Paul has made some waves in the boxing world, but he is not impressed with the idea of Paul fighting a true boxing legend like Mike Tyson. Floyd believes that while Jake's current activities in the ring are entertaining and good for publicity, they don't hold up when compared to the challenges faced by real seasoned fighters.
Right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
As one of the top figures in the boxing world, Floyd reminds Jake that stepping into the ring with a true boxing legend like Mike Tyson is a whole different ballgame. He draws a comparison to Jake's brother, Logan Paul, who also ventured into the boxing ring against Floyd himself. When Logan fought Floyd, it was clear that the experience and skill, the gap was immense. The match, although entertaining, showed Logan struggling to keep up with Floyd's superior technique and strategy. ESPN scored that bout 78-74 in favor of Mayweather. Although it was an unofficial result since the fight was an exhibition, the point Floyd is making is that despite Logan's physical attributes and determination, he couldn't bridge the gap between a YouTuber and a seasoned boxer. I mean, let's take Floyd's words seriously. Look at what happened to Logan. He went the distance, but everyone saw the difference in skill. Now you're talking about facing Mike Tyson, who's a whole different. What Jake Paul will get from Tyson is a brutal breakdown. Tyson isn't just a name, but he's a legend with a killer instinct that doesn't fade. This isn't a game or a publicity stunt when you're in the ring with a real fighter. It's about survival and skill, and Floyd doesn't think Jake is ready for that. From Floyd's perspective, Jake needs to realize that this is not just another YouTube challenge. This is real boxing with real consequences. Of course, Floyd Mayweather isn't the only one who thinks Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson is a bad idea. Oscar de la Hoya, another boxing legend, has been very vocal about it too. During his interactions with the media, de la Hoya kept saying that Jake Paul wasn't taking the sport seriously. He believes that if Paul really wants to prove himself, he should be fighting top active contenders in boxing, not tired legends. Stephen A. Smith, a well-known sports analyst, also gave his thoughts. He pointed out that Mike Tyson is often seen walking with a cane because of his age and some health issues. Smith feels that it's unfair and even risky to have Tyson, who is well past his prime, step into the ring with a younger fighter like Jake Paul. He says that this matchup is more about spectacle than actual boxing skill, and that it could be dangerous given Tyson's physical condition. Both De La Hoya and Smith think that Jake Paul should be focusing on the real current challenges in the sport instead of staging high-profile fights with retired icons. Now you might be wondering why Floyd Mayweather seems so against Jake Paul. What has this YouTuber turned boxer ever done to deserve such harsh criticism? When he was scheduled to face Jake's brother, Logan Paul, he didn't hold back. In fact,
he continued to fight MMA guys and YouTubers. He's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Floyd went so far as to call both Jake and Logan fake fighters. He even offered to take on both brothers on the same night, showing just how little he thought of their boxing skills. I don't have to talk about what I'm going to do. The world knows what I'm going to do. Mayweather said, "I'm willing to fight both on the same night," during what seemed like a staged meeting. Paul made a bold move by grabbing Mayweather's white baseball cap. This sparked immediate chaos as Mayweather surged towards Paul. Security quickly intervened, stepping in between the two to prevent any further escalation. The incident was intense and showcased Paul's willingness to provoke his opponents. while Mayweather's reaction demonstrated that he's always ready for a confrontation, even outside the ring. If you were in that situation, you would probably feel the same way.
But right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Floyd Mayweather did it by just talking a lot back and forth, which is pretty common in boxing, but then Jake Paul took it to another level by getting physical and grabbing Mayweather's hat. For someone like Mayweather, who's crossing the line, he's a boxing legend and respect are big deals to him. Paul's actions were seen as a huge sign of disrespect. "I don't want to be disrespected," and he said, "You can't keep touching me and disrespecting me." Jake Paul wanted some attention, and he got it, and so did I. Because of the incident, Jake Paul now has his sights set on fighting Floyd Mayweather. He claims he can take on someone as legendary as Mayweather and come out on top. However, what Jake Paul might not realize is that Mayweather is more than willing to step back into the ring to put him in his place. Jake Paul has made it clear that he has no problem fighting Floyd Mayweather. He's been saying it, repeating his challenge over and over again, but recently there's been a lot of talk about the risks he's taking, especially with his choice of opponents. People are saying that Paul might be setting a dangerous example for young boxers by going up against much older fighters like Mike Tyson. Tyson, for instance, will have to undergo brain and heart scans to make sure he's fit to fight Paul. What people fear is that fighting someone like Tyson, who is a legendary figure but also significantly older and past his prime, might not just be about entertainment. The fear is that young boxers might try to mimic Paul's actions without understanding the full implications, potentially putting themselves and their opponents in harm's way. But even with all this, Jake Paul seems unbothered. In fact, he's been so focused on his preparation that he's undergone a complete body transformation ahead of his fight with Mike Tyson. Paul has always been known for his dedication in the ring, but this time he's taken it to another level. Jake Paul has weighed as little as 183 pounds for his earlier fights. Since switching from internet fame to a career in boxing recently, he has bulked up to 200 pounds for his last 2 victories, just over 2 months before his fight with Tyson. Paul weighs the same as former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua. This transformation shows how seriously he's taking this fight, but the big question remains, will Jake Paul's transformation be enough to defeat Mike Tyson? This is what everyone is wondering as the date approaches. What are your thoughts on this? Please share your thoughts down below.